Seniors, look at this before I post it.
Yeah.
Okay, backspace. But
the word
delete. As far as stopping power goes, I love that you took it out of the game, and I want to know how did that come to be?
Sorry, I have to put it back in right now.
Liberating.
No. There's an app for that.
No, is this some of the fine tuning that's going to be hotfixed?
Hutch.
How many battles do we have on the development team for and against stopping power or more deadly bullets in general?
Fist fights.
Yeah.
It's gotten pretty heated in there?
Wow.
No, it's
not really heated.
No,
it's just there's a lot of strong opinions on both sides.
It's a tough one. The tuning of the damage. Stopping power makes a significant difference in how the game is played. Like I was saying earlier, sometimes you got to go in there and take something and just rip its guts out and see what happens. Just speaking for me personally, I don't want to speak for the entirety of the team because there's some people who think the game should be deadlier. I do not. I like the bullet dance. I think, Dan, I don't want to speak for you. I think you like the bullet dance. We like when you can get into a fight with somebody, take some damage. If you can outsmart them, maybe you go prone and head around the corner. You get a flashbang out because you got time for it. Right? Sometimes you're getting shot in the back. Sometimes, if you're quick, you can get spun around, get the beat on him. Yeah. I think, again, I think, I don't want to speak for everybody, but we like what that does to the game. We think it's more interesting.
Less camping.
There is less camping as a result of it too, by the way.
Oh, yes.
That's that's a side effect. I don't think we actually sat down and thought if we did this, there'd be less camping. There is camping, but there's less camping. There's lots of reasons why there's less camping in Black Ops. Obviously, the way kill streaks work is one reason. But
you can never avoid that in first-person shooters.
Stopping power is cool. We played with various incarnations of it, and we tried to change it, did some different things. In the end, Juggernaut and stopping power. After 3 games of it, just go and rip out some of the most popular things in the game, just to see what happens and what we can do with the game. And guess what? After Black Ops 3, whatever, I'm going to go in and rip out something again. That's the way it works. You've got. By the time you get to the 3rd game, it's time to start thinking about. Doing something pretty drastic.
Yeah. I think ultimately what we learned out of the experience of trying to put different forms of stopping power and Juggernaut in and take things out. I mean, we had a point where the flak jacket was body armor, which protected you from bullets, and you had to suck it as a perk. We had hollow point bullets that were basically stopping power, so you had to pick them as attachments and things like that. We tried all kinds of different incarnations of it, and ultimately what we learned out of that was you just don't mess with health and damage, because those are the atoms that build the game. Those are like the things, the very, very core. And if you start messing with that too much, then everything becomes a disaster to try to balance.
I completely agree with that. Because there were 3 different combinations of situations that you could run up with. You had stopping power versus no stopping power, no stopping power versus Juggernaut, and Juggernaut versus stopping power.
We use camouflage.
And when you have that, I mean, it's really hard to find consistency in gunfights when, at any given moment, you could only have to put 2 bullets in this guy and then 4 bullets in this guy.
You train yourself to say, I know how many shots it takes to drop somebody. Especially the first thing when I started playing this, I would shoot somebody and I'd turn away because I'm so used to being like, that's how long it takes for someone to die. Mm-hmm. And I'd have to relearn, say, no, stick around until they drop to the floor, because
look for the plus 100.
I mean, you got to make sure that you finish the job. And the fact that, like you said, like you take a couple shots and whip around, and turn on somebody, like that's something that's going to change the game. And people are going to learn early on, like, that you can't just sit and be like, laser beam. Like, it's going to take some effort.
And I think that's something that came out of it, not really intentionally, but the bullet dance that does happen, it makes it a deeper gameplay experience, because you've got every engagement feels a little different now. You can outsmart somebody. They might take you all the way down almost to 10% health or whatever, and you can still get behind cover, flank them, do something really clever, come up behind them and get the kill. And that makes a more interesting gameplay experience for everybody involved. I think that's ultimately what won everybody over in terms of preference, whether it was the insta-kill, super deadly, or the a little bit more of the bullet dance.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest, the game's super deadly without it.
Mm-hmm.
Guns are doing between 20 and 35, 45 points of damage. That's, you're talking about 3 to 4 hits, 2 to 4 hits. I mean, it's not like the game is weak. It's not, it's not like you can't kill people, but you got to paint lead on target. You got to be accurate.
Yeah, 100% support that. I've been asking for that in some form or another since COD 4. I said it's not that I dislike stopping power or Juggernaut for that matter. It's just I think it would be better off without it.
It's rough taking perks out of the game. I'll be honest. I mean, you take perks out, you got to find things to replace them.
It's very hard.
Yeah, very hard. All right,
you guys have to take off.
We gotta head out. Yeah.
Hey, but everyone give it up for Treyarch stopping by here in this final last leg of the stream.
Yeah, we're gonna die.
Good luck.
We're gonna go.
But they'll be at the award show next week.
Hours to finish the Prestige.
About 36. It's been about a day and a half. 24/7.
So you're going to finish tonight?
So join the Scene Anners.
Tomorrow
night probably.
Hutch, Danska, and DJ Vahn. Optic clown that we're forming. Make sure you.
That means you get to get out of your G6 clan.
Yeah, I know. Hook
G6. Like a G6.
Like a G6.
Bye.
I gotta see you.
Thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Really. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll see you guys next
Thanks
week.
a lot for stopping by.
Possibly. Maybe. Okay.
We'll do some more stuff in the future.
Oh, wait.
I'm back.
Hey, David.
Buy DJ Hero 2. It's a really good game.
Represent.